Nearly 20 million lives. That's how many deaths one vaccine campaign just prevented on an entire continent. A tiny solar box just switched the lights on for an entire Nigerian village, and teenagers who gave up social media for a month came back happier, calmer, and sleeping better. This is Child Council, and here are 7 good news stories from this week you probably didn't hear enough about. Let's get into it. What does it take to save 20 million lives? Turns out it's one vaccine given consistently for 24 years. A new WHO and Gavi analysis just tracked immunization across Africa since 2000. The number that jumps out? 19.5 million measles deaths averted, and over 500 million children protected through routine vaccination. How did coverage even get there? Second dose measles coverage went from just 5% in 2000 to 55% today. Any countries actually finished the job? Yes, Cabo Verde, Mauritius, Seychelles have now fully eliminated measles and rubella. In 2024 alone, vaccines saved 1.9 million lives across the continent. Is the job done though? No. Coverage is uneven, but going from 5% to 55% in a generation isn't a small win. It's proof the system works when it's funded and prioritized. The US already has more data centers than any country on earth, and it just became the first state to hit pause. Governor Kathy Hochul signed an exclusive order creating the nation's first statewide moratorium on new hyperscale data centers, pausing environmental permits for up to a year. Why pause instead of just banning them? The goal is to build real standards for energy use, water use, and grid strain before the construction resumes. What else is in the order? A community investment framework for local benefits, a grid acceleration fund, and a repeal of tax breaks from massive data centers. Is New York really alone on this? 19 states are now weighing similar restrictions. When companies succeed because of New York, Hochul said New Yorkers succeed too. What happens when you take teenagers' phone away for a month? A UK trial just found out, and the results are completely surprising. 309 households were split into 3 groups: a full social media ban, a 9 pm to 7 am curfew, or a 15-minute daily limit. What actually happened to these kids? Every single group reported better sleep, mood, concentration, and family time. Which group did the best? The full ban group saw the biggest gains, but also the most social friction. Does this hold up elsewhere? It matches a separate Dutch study. After banning smartphones in schools, 3/4 reported sharper concentration and nearly 2/3 saw a better overall social climate. So is everyone on board with these bans? Not quite. Some teens in Australia have found workarounds to that country's under 16 ban. But the data keeps pointing the same direction. Less scrolling, more living. Can painting a road red actually save a tiger's life? India just bet on it. India's Highway Authority just upgraded a road cutting through the Virangana Durgavati Tiger Reserve, home to tigers, leopards, and wolves. What would they build? 25 wildlife underpasses along a 7.5-mile stretch, fenced to guide animals safely across. Does it work? One crossing can prevent roughly 1,400 accidents over its lifetime, and a nearby expressway logged 40,000 animal crossings in just 40 days, elephants included. But what about the open road? They painted it red. Why red? It's the longest visible wavelength cutting through fog, and the brain processes it 10% faster than any other color. A red road done right isn't a warning, it's a signal for the intent. What's the world's leading infectious cause of blindness? Most people have never heard of it. El Salvador just eliminated it entirely. The disease is trachoma, spread through contaminated fingers and flies, and common in poorer regions with limited sanitization. So what actually changed? This week, the WHO confirmed El Salvador has eliminated it as a public health problem, calling it a testament to strong political commitment, strategic investment, and community engagement. How big is this globally? The number of people at risk of trachoma has dropped 94% since 2002. Is the fight actually over? Not yet. The WHO's target is to eliminate it worldwide by 2030, and El Salvador just became living proof that the target is reachable, not just aspirational. A solar box the size of a suitcase is now powering homes, shops, and classrooms across rural Nigeria. Researchers at the University of Hertfordshire, led by Professor Hafiz Alka, who grew up without a reliable power in Nigeria, built the Powerbox SE. How much power are we even talking about? It absorbs over 1200 watt-hours of solar energy a day, enough for lights, fans, laptops, even washing machines. Is it actually being used? 70 units are already running in Kaduna State. What does that change for people day to day? A shopkeeper named Amina Yusuf now keeps her store open after dark. A teacher named Bala Ibrahim says his students can finally study at night. No running costs, built from locally sourced parts. What's next? Alka's goal now? Bring it to millions more who have never had reliable electricity. As the federal government dismantles its education department, one city just went the opposite direction. Mayor Zohar Mamdani and NYC Public Schools announced a $67.5 million special education expansion, the largest of its kind for preschoolers with disabilities. What exactly changes this fall? 3 previously K-12 only autism programs will open to young learners across 14 school districts, many in working class and immigrant neighborhoods. Is the city actually stuffing this up? Yes, 35 new psychologists, social workers, and therapists, plus 29 more specialists for classroom support. What about the kids who don't speak English at home? Bilingual evaluations are expanding too. More than half of NYC kids come from homes where English isn't the first language. Mamdani said, every family deserves a system that meets them exactly where they are. And those were 7 reasons the world got a little brighter this week. If this earned even a small smile or a spark of hope, hit subscribe. We round up the good stuff every single week. And for making it all the way to the end, here's your reward. Today's cute picture. See you next week.